Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you do not know my manga journey, I have only really been a big manga reader since September 2022. So I've only really been obsessed with manga for about a year and a half. So I would consider myself still a manga baby. I am a toddler. I have just really started walking and I'm really finding my feet with manga now. But my descent into manga madness happened quite rapidly. And Ash absolutely hates the fact that I spend a lot of time reading manga, don't you? You hate it, don't you? Because you want more attention. Mwah. I love you. But yeah, as soon as I fell in love with manga, I wanted all of it. I walk into a Forbidden Planet, the staff worker there walks up to me and is like, oh, what manga are you looking for today? And I just say yes. Essentially, I can't be stopped. And I really want to. I really want to slow down. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to have a running tally for how many manga volumes I have, but also a tally of what I've read and what I haven't read, so that you can kind of see what's on my TBR, what I've already read and loved, and all of that. So you know that I'm not really just buying manga just to have it, but to actually read and consume it. I feel so very passionately about it now, and I've discovered some of my favorite series of all time, some of my favorite stories of all time in manga, and I'm just excited to talk manga with you. So I'll get into the manga collection tour. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and if you do, please give this video a like. Comment everything down below. Let me know if you've read anything that I've read and enjoyed. Let me know if you recommend anything. I do have a few manga videos on my channel too, so I'll link a playlist down below. But yeah, let's get cracking. Okay, let's start at the very top shelf, which I cannot reach really. I mean, I can reach, but you can't really see me. This is really just like the tiniest bit on the top here. I have my Kingdom Hearts little collection here. I love Kingdom Hearts so much. The Kingdom Hearts Final Mix 1 and 2 were some of the first ever manga that I read. Not the actual first manga I've read, I will show you what that is later. But I am obsessed with Kingdom Hearts. I've been a huge fan for a millennia. I love the games so much. I wait in anticipation for every single game that comes out. The wait for Kingdom Hearts 3 literally nearly ended me. But yeah, this is my little collection. This here is a novel. It's like a massive novel. It was very big and I tried to read it, but oh my god, it's kind of hard to actually read and get through. The writing is tiny, but it's just like novelizations of the video games, just like how the manga here is like a manga adaptation of the video games too. So I really only have Kingdom Hearts Final Mix 1 and 2. I have Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, which is only just the one part, and then Kingdom Hearts 2 volumes 1 through 4, and I want to get more of them. I want to get more in the series, but they are a little bit, I mean, I guess not that much harder to get hold of, but they're just not really a top priority. But I love Kingdom Hearts. Yay. These are just regular bookshelves from IKEA, so nothing fancy. I only have the first volume of Ten Dance. I got this one because I think it was Sea Dog VA who mentioned it, and I was looking for some like boy love manga. So I got the first volume. I don't know if I'll continue. I did like it. It was fine. A Man and His Cat volume 1. Oh my gosh, this was so adorable. I definitely want to continue. But these are quite expensive for being such like tiny books, but I'm still interested. I still want to, and it's just such a good series. Also, I might not go through what every single series is about. I just want to show like what I've got. I feel like a lot of people who watch these manga collection videos kind of don't really need a rundown on everything. Alice in Borderland. I have volumes 1 and 2 of Alice in Borderland. I really enjoyed volume 1. I read this one for a 24 manga in 24 hours video, I think, and I can't wait to get into volume 2. I actually really want to see if there are any more manga tubers who actually talk about manga. Like, I love watching so many people do manga hauls and manga collection videos, but I really want more people who actually talk about the manga and go through their thoughts on it, sometimes like spoiler-filled thoughts. Like, I want to watch more like manga reading vlogs where they talk about the manga, not just spoiler-free, but like with all of the spoilers, you know? I want more people like that. So if there are any recommendations that you have, please let me know down below. Any manga tubers who do reading vlogs for manga and like gives their actual thoughts on them, that would be amazing. I also have the first 3 volumes of like Animal Crossing Deserted Island Diary. I've read through them very briefly. I'm not 100% sure why I got these. I'm not even that big an Animal Crossing fan, But it was during my early days of being a manga lover, and I just thought, oh, well, you know, I like watching people play it, so maybe I might like reading it. I don't know. Ancient Magus Bride, Magus, Malgus, I don't know how to pronounce it. But I read this one too, and I really liked it. I thought it was very, very good. Will continue, but not a high priority. Same with the Apothecary Diaries. I read this last month on a train, and I did really enjoy the story, and I will definitely continue, but again, like, not a high priority. Especially since next we have Ascendance of a Bookworm. So I'm not going to like take all of these out or anything, but I'm obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. I have the first light novel, which I can't wait to read. I want to do a reading vlog reading light novels that are based off of manga, or it inspired manga, because I know the Ascendance of a Bookworm light novel came first and then the manga came after. So I kind of just want to do like a manga related light novel reading vlog. So this is definitely one of them that I want to read for it, but I'm more like into the manga right now. Also, I have these little stands for my manga just to keep them upright, you know? So yeah, here's part 1, volumes 1 through 7. Oh my gosh, like, I love the covers. I love the story so much. I can't stop raving about it. In fact, I actually think this volume made my top books of 2023, and I really want to continue so badly. Honestly, I haven't really seen very many people even talk about Ascendance of a Bookworm online, but here's part 2. So if anyone knows any manga tubers who love Ascendance of a Bookworm, please let me know. I think Murphy, my friend Murphy Napier, she's also read some of the volumes and I think she likes it. So yeah, but I need more people. I need more people to love it. So I'm going to try and get all of those. And then I want to do like a massive reading vlog reading all of them. That would be amazing. Like, all spoilers, of course. I have the first volume of Assassination Classroom. I really enjoyed the first volume of this actually, but I haven't really gotten any of the other ones because I think there's a box set that I can get. So I might save up for the box set and then blast through them all. But I thought it was pretty good. It was a pretty decent first volume. It was very interesting. Another boy love is Bad Boys Happy Home. And I do love myself a good boy love manga. I really do. Sometimes I just like to read porn. I haven't read that one yet though. Oh, I have my first volume of Berserk. I do have all of the deluxe editions, which I will show you in a second. But I freaking love Berserk. It was one of the first manga series I read after loving One Piece. And so I'm going to keep hold of this copy because I think it's quite special to me. It was the first time I ever read Berserk, was through this volume, and so I will always keep it. Definitely wouldn't recommend this series to everyone because it is very dark, very heavy. But if you like that kind of thing, oh, please go for it. It's my second favourite manga right now. I have volume 1 and 2 of Birds of Shangri-La, and this looks very explicit. Haven't started them yet. I do want to do a massive reading yaoi or like reading explicit boy love manga reading vlog. I just want to do that, okay? I love me some boy love manga, and I have quite a few that I've accumulated that I want to read for the first time. Oh, I picked this one up not too long ago, Black Knight Parade, and it looks Christmassy, and I haven't read a Christmas manga before, so I'm going to save this one for around Christmas time. I love the look of it. It looks quite dark. I think it's some kind of like Krampus kind of story, or like someone's whisked away for being like naughty. Like, instead of getting like caught, he gets like whisked away and has to work in like a workshop or something, in Santa's workshop. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to read that one and let you know. Oh, I have 12 volumes of Blood on the Tracks here, and then it continues on to the next shelf. I love Blood on the Tracks. I actually have a reading vlog reading all of the volumes that were available to me at the time, and I did that all in one night, the night before I went to Japan, I think it was, and it was such a fun vlog. It was such a fun time. But I love this. I think Shuzo Oshimi is such a fantastic mangaka, and this just like inspired so much dread and fear in me. I freaking loved it. I haven't really been loving the more recent volumes, and I believe it's ending with volume 17 this year, so I will most likely end up checking that out when the final volumes come out. But yeah, there's the first 12. Love how they look on the spine. I also realized that I haven't actually told you how this is all set out, so I will probably do that at the end. I'll let you know how this entire manga collection is sorted. But anyway, yeah, this is a mess anyway. This is chaotic. This is what you come to expect on Gavin Reads It All. But these are the final 3 volumes of Blood on the Tracks that I own. I really do want to get 16 and 17 when they come out. But I've read the first 13, I think it was 13 that I read. And then I still need to read volume 14 and 15. But I'll most likely wait until 16 and 17 come out and just binge the rest of it. But yeah, this is the more recent volume that I personally own. And yeah, I still enjoy it even though it hasn't been as amazing as I used to love it. But next I have Blue Lock. I tried the first volume and I actually really enjoyed it. I didn't think I would. This is football/soccer, and I was thinking I wouldn't like it, but I saw that it was like one of the best-selling manga of 2023 or something. So I had to check it out, and that I did. Read it for 24 manga in 24 hours, and I will definitely continue. I'm honestly surprised how much I ended up enjoying it. All the Blue Flag, all 8 volumes. I love Blue Flag. I'm still a little bit conflicted over the ending, I'm not gonna lie. I binged all of this last year, and well, I mean, I read the first volume of Blue Flag a while back and then just didn't read the rest. But I really wanted to. After reading like volume 2, I got hooked, and then I just ended up binging it all the way to the end. But yeah, a little bit conflicted on this volume, to be honest. But I was enjoying my time reading it. It was pretty good. I ended up really falling for the characters and thought they were awesome. Next I have Burn the Witch. And I think this is the same mangaka as Bleach. And I still haven't tried this one out, but I really want to. And I love that it's in a slipcover. I think it's so cool. Let me just get it out there. Yeah, I think that's awesome. But I've no idea what it's about. I've no idea when I'm going to get to it. But I'll probably read Bleach first and then try that one. I have the first 11 volumes of Chainsaw Man, so here's the first volume there. I really enjoyed the first volume. I read this last year for my 30 manga in 30 days challenge, and I haven't continued because I want to do a reading vlog reading all of part 1, and I think up to volume 11 is up to the end of part 1, so that's awesome. And I will continue collecting more of these. I know there's like some kind of box set that's come out, but I don't need to do that. I got most of these in the 3 for 2 offer in Forbidden Planet. So with a lot of my books, I do end up getting them pretty cheap. Like a lot of them I get secondhand online. A lot of the times I get them in the 3 for 2 offer, so I'll get one free at Forbidden Planet or in Traveling Man or just places like that, you know. But next, my newest obsession is Cherry Magic. So I have the first 6 volumes. I read the first 4 or 5 in a recent reading vlog where I read it for the first time, but I am obsessed. Do you know how much I love these boys? They are, I love them so much. This is so cute and adorable. It made me want to explode so many times, and I just fell in love. So I think there are 10 volumes out so far, and I need to get volume 7, 8, 9, and 10. But you know me, I've been spending way too much anyway, so I need to stop. I need to slow down and just wait. But I have read all 6 of the volumes that I own, and I just freaking love them. Oh my gosh, if you haven't checked out Cherry Magic yet, please do. Especially if you're a fan of things like Heartstopper, because I know a lot of people who watch my channel know me from like my Heartstopper videos. So if you love Heartstopper, please check out Cherry Magic. It's so cute. Next, I have the first volume of Crimson Spell. I really enjoyed this, but then the first, I think 3 or 4 volumes went out of print and they were selling for like £100 online or something, so I didn't continue. I think the prices have come down now. I think it's back in print, but I do want to continue. It was a little bit weird, but very good too. Again, like explicit boy love manga. Same with the next 3 actually. I do have Change World Volume 1. Wasn't the biggest fan of this one. I might end up unhauling it. And then I have the first 2 volumes of Coyote, which I haven't read yet, but I'm very excited to. I have some friends who have read it and they recommend it. Days of Jealousy actually is another boy love manga. Oh my gosh, you guys probably think I'm such a sexual being. I'm really not. I love the story, okay? I don't read it for the pornography. I read it for how much I end up loving the guys, or I end up not loving the guys. Who knows? I'm kidding. I'm totally reading it for the porn. Dan to Dan. Okay, I'm definitely not reading this for the porn. What in the world is this? What in the world is this? I read the first volume of this. I mean, I liked it, and I will continue, but what the fuck was that? I need to find the bit that really got me. Was it like... I'll let you suckle my teats if you let me gobble your schlong. Excuse me, that is a child. That is a child. Oh my god. But yeah, there are also some like horny aliens that look so weird. I can't wait to read more just because of how freaking weird it is. Dead Man Wonderland, also enjoyed the first of. You're gonna see a lot of first volumes in my collection. That is because I love doing manga challenges where I test out different series in one video, and so I do have a few. And I did like this one. I end up liking a lot of volume 1s, but Dead Man Wonderland, I will continue. I'll get all of them because I think there's only like 12 or 13 volumes, so it will happen, it will happen. Same with Death Note. I know this has only about 12 volumes and I like the first volume. I know it kind of falls off according to a lot of people, but I'm still interested in reading them. I did enjoy the first one. I have the first 2 volumes of Demon Slayer, but I might stop collecting these and get the box set instead because I know there's a box set now. And I liked the first volume. It didn't blow me away. It seemed quite conventional, but I love the setting. I think it's so good. And I'm invested. Okay, I'm invested. I also watched the first couple of episodes in the anime too. Very good. Oh, okay, Dick Fight Island. Dick Fight Island. This was my very first manga. This was the first manga I ever read, and I freaking love it. And I'll die on that hill. I will still say to this day how much I love Dick Fight Island. I also really love Dick Fight Island Volume 2. I'm so sad that it's only 2 volumes. But yeah, these were an experience, and it was the best experience I ever had. I've never wanted to go to an island so much, and I've read all of One Piece. Dorohedoro, I wasn't blown away by this. I'm not 100% sure I like the art style of it, but I might continue. I did criticize this. I think it was in my 24 manga in 24 hours video. And a lot of people said, don't worry, it gets better. And I might hold out on that because I hate judging mangas on their first volume alone. I think it's very unfair. So I will probably give this, you know, another go. It's very low priority right now, though. Oh, I have the first 3 volumes of Dr. Stone here. I also have a couple more on the next shelf. But yeah, I freaking love Dr. Stone. I read the first volume for a challenge again, and it was one of the best first volumes that I read. I love the story, love the dystopian setting. It's so intriguing. I cannot wait to find out what actually happened, why things have happened, the character dramas that's gonna happen. I can't freaking wait. But honestly, this is my problem. I start so many series and I end up loving them and I want to continue, but there's just too many that I want to get, you know, started on. So yeah. And then volumes 4 and 5 of Dr. Stone on the next shelf. Perfect. And then we have another boy love manga. I was thinking of maybe putting all of these together, and I did used to. There was a time when I did have them all together. Like, I went through so many different changes with how I wanted to present my manga collection. And I had all the BLs together, and now I just have everything pretty much alphabetical on this side for the majority of the manga series that I have. But yeah, Dragon's Betrothed. Haven't read this one yet, but I really want to. Got the first volume of Fairy Tail. I am looking forward to continuing this because I did like the first volume. It felt very One Piece-esque, and so I think I could still have a really good time with this. Yeah, I think there are some box sets that I could try and get. Have the first 2 volumes of Fire Punch. Oh my god, I really enjoyed the first volume actually. It was a little bit weird. Definitely a little bit weird. Some questionable things. But I kind of like the story. And I'm kind of invested in the main character's mission for revenge. So that's why I want this. So I got volume 2 recently. And there's only 8 volumes, so I will most likely continue. Food Wars. Oh my gosh, I freaking love the first volume of Food Wars so much. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? This was awesome. This was so good. So I'm going to get all of these. There are like, what, 38 or more volumes of Food Wars? So I'm definitely high priority. Gonna get Food Wars, and I kind of want to do a reading vlog for all of them, but we'll see if that happens. I just loved it when someone would taste something and then their clothes would fly off. Like, that was just so funny to me. Oh, how about the first 5 volumes of Frieren, Beyond Journey's End? I love the first volume again. I love these covers so much. Like, look at that cover. Look at this cover. Look at this cover. I just love them all, okay? Like, all of these covers are beautiful. I want to get all of them. I kind of want to, because I am at the minute doing vlogs like spoiler filled, where I binge an entire manga series, and Frieren is definitely going to be one of those ones that I might bump up and do this year. I was planning on maybe next year, but I'm too impatient. I really want to read more of this. It's just so popular right now. Fruits Basket, I did not love this first volume. I really think I might end up unhauling this. I heard so many great things about it. So many people on BookTube love it. But I am not one of those people, I'm afraid. I'm so sorry to all those that are affected by my decision. But I just don't think I will continue on, unfortunately. But, you know, maybe you guys can convince me if you enjoy Fruits Basket. It's just, I just didn't care. I read this whole thing and I just didn't care about the story, the characters, nothing. One thing I did care about, though, was Given. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Freaking love Given. So I have the first 8 volumes. I read the first 7 in a reading vlog last year, actually, during a 48-hour readathon. And I still need to read volume 8. And volume 9 comes out this year, but I believe it's the final volume. So I'll wait until that comes out to read volume 8. But I love it so much. Honestly, it's like my new... Well, along with Cherry Magic, I think it's a great Heartstopper equivalent for anyone who loves Heartstopper to read like Given or Cherry Magic. I think it would be so good. But oh god, I just love it. I love my boys. I just think it's awesome. And yeah, I'm sad it's going to be over, but also happy that it happened. Golden Sparkle, another boy love manga I haven't read just yet, but hopefully I will at some point when I read all of my boy love manga. Then I have All of Goodnight Poon Poon. I have no idea what the hell this series is about. I just know that it's broken quite a few people. And I'm so scared I've seen people cry over this, and I'm like, why? It looks kind of cute. Like, what you gotta cry about? So I'm definitely going to do a reading vlog reading all of this summer, and I'm hoping to have like the best summer ever with this. So do tune in for that. I think it's going to be a fun time. But I love these covers as well. Like, they're kind of so understated, but it's one of those covers that I think doesn't speak a whole lot, and it doesn't really need to. I don't think it really needs to. So yeah, and I love how the spines show. Is that Pun Pun? Like, is that who it is? That's awesome. I love the spines. I'm sitting on the floor now. But next I have the first 2 volumes of Haikyuu. I want to continue this. I really like the first volume. I didn't think I would be a big sports manga fan, but I read this and I thought, you know what, actually I'm invested. I kind of like the competitive nature of it. I kind of want to know how the characters get on. Will certain characters become friends, become enemies? I have no idea. But yeah, I've got the first 2 volumes. I will slowly collect these, potentially in the 3-for-2 offer at Forbidden Planet, so that I can end up binging the rest of it with any luck. I have the first volume of The Haunted Bookstore, Gateway to a Parallel Universe. I just saw this randomly in either Forbidden Planet or Traveling Man and thought, I love bookstores, I love haunted things, this should be good. I still haven't read it though. I did try, but I think I was a little bit burned out from manga when I tried it, so I didn't love what I was reading. So I put it down. I will get back to this at some point, and hopefully when I'm in a better headspace for manga. I have all 7 volumes of High School of the Dead. I didn't realize there was like full color editions of these. That could have been good, but I ended up getting these secondhand off eBay for a really good price because they're out of print. But High School of the Dead was actually the very first anime I've seen outside of Pokemon. I think Pokemon was obviously my childhood, but High School of the Dead, I randomly got the Blu-ray of it in HMV, I think back in 2010. And I watched it and I loved the TV show, but I can't really remember too much about it now. So I picked up the manga to hopefully read, and hopefully it's good. Fingers crossed. Next I have Higurashi When They Cry. I also apologize if I pronounce anything wrong, but this is Abducted by Demons Arc 1. I like this enough. I read this for the 24 manga in 24 hours, I think it was. And yeah, it was pretty decent. I will try and hunt down more volumes of it. I also have Homunculus, which is a 2-volume binder. I have no idea what to expect with this one, but I think it might be a little bit scary or a little bit like thrillery. I just have no idea what to expect with it. But it's massive, and I love things that are massive. The bigger the better, I always say. Next I have the first 5 volumes of Hunter x Hunter. I'm also going to slowly start collecting these as well, hopefully in the 3-for-2 offer at Forbidden Planet or Traveling Man. And I really enjoyed the first volume of this. I thought it was so good, but there isn't like a box set for it or anything. So otherwise I would probably do one of my complete series reading vlogs reading all of it. But unfortunately, it's going to take a little bit longer to collect. But I like them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Plus, I don't think there's anything more fun than collecting a series for the first time slowly. You know, it's one thing to buy them all off eBay for a good price. It's another thing to like go into a store and buy them one by one. Like, that's just so much fun. Next is Abitsu. This was actually a really good sort of like horror manga. I actually talked about this with the Volume 1 podcast last year in October, and we had a full-on discussion on this. So if you want to check that video out, I'll link it down below. It was a great discussion. I love Volume 1. But yeah, this was a good horror one. Oh, next I have If I Could Reach You. I think this is one of the few sapphic manga that I have, so I do want to get more sapphic mangas if anyone has any good recommendations. But yeah, I'm excited to read it. I have the first 3 volumes of Jujutsu Kaisen. This is another one where I'm collecting them slowly like Hunter x Hunter, and I would love to read this as soon as possible. I know it's very popular. I read the first volume and really liked it. There was something that happened at the end that got me so invested, and I was like, oh my god, like what's going to happen next? So I'm going to be hunting these down and buying them slowly in store. But let me know, because I'm confused. There is a Jujutsu Kaisen 0. So what is that? How do I read that? Do I read that now? Like, I've already read the first volume, but should I go back and read volume 0 and then continue? What do I do with volume 0? What does that mean? What do you mean? Kaiju number 8. I haven't read this one yet, but I did get it for a potential upcoming manga challenge video. So we'll see how we get on with that video, and if not, I might just read it at my own time. I don't need to read everything for a challenge, but I've heard great things about this one. It was highly recommended. Well, Kamisama Kiss. I kind of liked the first volume of this. It didn't blow me away, but it got me invested enough that I think I would continue. Not high priority, but I did like it. Also, Komi-Con Communicate Volume 1, I liked it. Didn't love it, but I think I will continue reading this in my own time. I also have the first 2 volumes of Laid Back Camp, and I got these because Booksnink loves this series. So I read the first volume and found it so cute and adorable. It is slice of life. And I need more of that in my life. So I've got the first 2 volumes. Haven't read volume 2 yet, but I will. I've got the first 3 volumes of The Little Witch Academia. I do not really like the manga of this. It was very chaotic. But a lot of people did say you have to watch the anime to like understand the manga. So that's what I've done. And yeah, you're right. I do understand it more with the anime. Got the 3 volumes. I think that's all there are. Okay, next is Made in Abyss. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared to continue. I liked the first volume's story. I did. I thought the first story was great. And I got the first box set of it, which had the first 5 volumes in it, so I will continue, because I own them. But there was just some really weird, uncomfortable things in the first volume that I mentioned in my video. And a lot of people said, yeah, it gets a little bit worse, and that I should probably change to the anime, because the anime is better. So that's what I might do. I might change to the anime, but I do own the first 5 volumes, so I might as well continue, finish them off, and then switch to the anime because I love the story. I think the story is so fascinating. Next I have, oh my god, M-A-D-K. I'm not too sure how to pronounce this one. I'm terrified to read it, absolutely terrified. Do you even know what this is about? Like, I kind of do, and I was flicking through it and it looks absolutely disgusting. But it's like somebody with this really weird kink, and like it's sexual, but like he loves eating like intestines and stuff, and I don't understand. I don't understand what this is actually about. I mean, to each their own. I don't like the kink shame, but I'm morbidly interested, if that makes sense. Oh, I've got the first 3 volumes of Mashal. You know how much this first volume made me laugh? I laughed so much during this. I freaking loved it. And I can't wait to read more. I love the main character. I think he's so funny. I'll start from the very beginning and then continue. But yeah, I love how much of a rip-off of Harry Potter it is. It's like so unashamedly so. And I love that it's taking the piss out of it. I think it's hilarious. One of the funniest mangas I've ever read. Megumi and Tsugumi is one that I only bought last month, and I'm very excited to read. It looked quite cute. A lot of recommendations for it. A lot of people said, read it, read it. I have Mermaid Scales and the Town of Sand. I got this for a birthday present, I think last year, and it's my birthday tomorrow. So I might end up reading it for my birthday. Why not? It looks so cute. And I think my friend Steph actually bought me this. The last on this shelf are the first 2 volumes of Monster. I read the first volume, really enjoyed it, and so I'm going to try and read all of them in October this year, I think. So yeah, it looks so good. It's one of those really classic mangas that I think a lot of people on MangaTube have already read and already love. The bottom 2 shelves are going to be so awkward to show you because my camera stand doesn't go that low. So I apologize if this is a little bit annoying. But I do have volumes 3 through 9 of Monster, so that's the rest of the series there. Very excited to get it. I think one of the volumes was a little bit hard to get hold of while I was collecting them, and I'm so glad I managed to get them all. And one thing that put me off getting manga in the first place was because I used to work in a bookstore and I could see how hard it was to get certain volumes of certain mangas. And I am a completionist. I'm maybe a little bit like compulsive when it comes to buying like books and things, that I didn't want another thing to worry about. So it like put me off from getting manga, was just like how hard it was to get certain things sometimes. But you know what? I regret not starting sooner. That's one thing. I regret not starting sooner just because I was put off by the fact that I might not be able to get all of the copies of the things that I would probably end up loving. So anyway, with that little spiel out of the way, next I have Moriarty the Patriot, and I love the first volume of this. It's set not too far from where I live, actually, in Durham. So that's pretty cool, and I like the whole Sherlock story. So I read the first volume in a challenge video in December. Really enjoyed it. I will continue. I also have My Brother's Husband, which I haven't actually read yet. I don't know why. I've had this for years. I actually got this even before I even knew that I liked manga. I think a friend bought me this. So why I haven't read it yet, I do not know. This one I think has a second part. So I will check it out. I have My Hero Academia Volume 1. I read the first volume. I didn't love it. I probably will continue eventually, but it didn't really blow me away. It's not high priority, but it was good. But I think I have superhero fatigue. It's not really something I'm into that much anymore. I used to love Marvel, but now I'm kind of like, it is what it is. Maybe one day. I have the complete collection of Obnoxious Hero-kun. This is like the biggest volume I have, like that's paperback wise. And yeah, it's filth. It's filth. I haven't read it yet, but it is filth from just when I've been like flicking through. But hopefully like really cute as well. Like it could be very adorable. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Another BL one is Old Fashioned Cupcake. This one seems so sweet and so wholesome when I saw it on the shelf, so I was like, yeah, I want to go for that one. I've got Oshinoko, I've got the first 3 volumes, and I've read all 3 of the volumes so far. I buy a volume, and then I end up reading it straight away, within an hour of buying it. But this one is like such a surprise. I love the first volume. Honestly, had such a twist at the end that I wasn't expecting. In fact, the whole premise I wasn't expecting, but I just love it. I think it's so good. I have the first volume of Phantom of the Idol. I like this. It was a little different, a little unique, so I will most likely continue with that too. I've got Pink Hot Jam. This one looks a little bit saucy. I feel like I'm in the mood for saucy, actually. I might end up doing that BL manga vlog pretty soon. I have the first 3 volumes of Pokemon Adventures. I think there are 10 in these collector's editions, so I want to get all of them. I read this in December, and I was so surprised at how many differences there were to the original like Pokemon anime. And I believe this came first, so I loved all the changes that they made. I loved seeing like how different it was, and how much more darker it is too. I was shocked. I was appalled. But I will continue. I am currently editing this video, and I realized that I totally missed The Promised Neverland Part 1. It was hiding behind the Pokemon Adventures, and from my angle I couldn't see it. But yeah, I've read the first volume of Promised Neverland, and I really enjoyed it. I haven't heard the best of things about the rest of the series, but I am still excited. I'm going to get the box set. It's like 20 volumes, right? Yeah, I might as well continue. Maybe do a full series read vlog for it. Can't believe I missed it. And then on the bottom, I have PTSD Radio volumes 1 to 3. Although these are omnibus editions, so it's like 2 in 1. Yeah, I haven't read this yet. I want to do a reading vlog of reading all of it because of how weird the making of this manga was and the kind of urban legend behind it. I won't exactly say what it is in this video because I'm a little bit confused about it myself, but if you want to find out what that was, I mean, Google PTSD Radio manga. Maybe that might enlighten you. Radiant Volume 1. This one was a recommendation that came out of nowhere because I'd never heard of this before. But I haven't read it yet. I will because it was recommended so highly. So it looks interesting. It looks cool. I've got the first 2 volumes of Sailor Moon. I've seen many different versions of Sailor Moon. I'm not sure which editions these are. But I loved the first volume. I'd never read Sailor Moon before. Never even seen the anime of Sailor Moon before. But then I did a 30 manga in 30 days last year. Read Sailor Moon Volume 1 and loved it. So I'm definitely going to continue and read all of them in a reading vlog coming soon to my channel. Another random one is Seaside Stranger Volume 1, and I hadn't ever heard anyone talk about it. I saw it randomly in a bookstore and I love the cover. I love the name of it. I think it might be gay. So that's usually a big motivating factor why I buy manga these days. I have the first volume of Slam Dunk. I wasn't the biggest fan of this. It is a little bit of an older manga than what I'm used to, so I want to try and give it more grace and maybe try and read a few more volumes just to see if it's my thing. And it's okay if it's not my thing, but it was fine. It didn't blow me away. It was fine. Snow White with the Red Hair, I'm also not sure about. Read the first volume. And again, it was okay. It was a little bit hard to follow as well, I thought. I might end up unhauling it because I don't know if I want to commit to this size of a series. But we'll see. Oh, this is another one I picked up randomly in a store. It's like Sora and the House of Monsters. Love the cover of this, but I also love the premise. It sounds so much fun. I love like really heavy fantasy types of books and stories. So this looks like it's going to scratch that itch. I just love that cover so much. It's just so beautiful. Another gay manga, this one's set at university, I believe, and I need to read it. It's gonna be my next boy love manga video, I promise. One that I have read all of so far is The Summer Hikaru Died. I have the first 3 volumes. Love it so much. I was obsessed, absolutely obsessed, and there might be some kind of gay undertones. I'm not 100% sure, but I love reading this. I think it's absolutely awesome. A little bit horrifying at times. It has that kind of element of suspense. I freaking love it, okay? It isn't coming out fast enough. This one only came out a few weeks ago, and I already read it in like one sitting, so I need volume 4. I need all of it. I need everything. I have the first volume of Sweat and Soap. It was fine. It was a fine manga. I might read more if my library has them, but I don't think I'll collect them anymore. It wasn't really fully my thing, but it was interesting, and it's one of my friends' favorite mangas, so I thought I would give it a try. I have Therapy Game 1 and 2, and then I have Therapy Game Restart. Wasn't the biggest fan of these, to be honest. I saw penis, and that's enough. Sometimes that is enough for me. Same with There Are Things I Can't Tell You. This was actually kind of sweet. Also had some raunchiness to it as well, but one of the first BL mangas I read and really enjoyed. I haven't read any of the Titan's Bride yet, but I'm so excited. I've heard so many great things about it, so many weird things about it too, but I'm waiting for volume 4 to come out, and then I'll probably just binge them all. I'm excited, man. It looks so hot. Oh gosh, I'm in heat today. Apparently, I'm in heat. Oh, another one I loved as well was Toilet Bound Hinakakin. I read the first volume of this. I want to get the box set with the school locker thing because that looks so cool. But honestly, so good. Love the urban legend aspect of it. Love the ghostly aspect of it too. So I will definitely get more of that. But I also hate having these size manga right next to something that's small. So I'm thinking of doing a manga reorganization because I hate having like the tiny mangas sandwiched in between bigger mangas because you can never even see them. Oh, I have the first one with Tokyo Ghoul. I liked it. I thought it was good. Not high priority. It was fine. Next I have Twilight Out of Focus. Haven't read this yet, but it's another gay one. I have the first 2 volumes of Undead Unluck. I liked the first volume, but there were some things about it that I didn't like. But in my 30 Manga in 30 Days video, a lot of people told me that some of my criticisms are rectified as the manga goes on. So I'm going to give it another chance because I did really love the story of it. And I think the characters can be so funny and so hilarious. So yeah, I liked it. I also watched the first episode of the anime too. I have the first 3 volumes of Yona of the Dawn. This is another series that's quite long, so it's going to take me a while to collect. But I enjoyed the first volume. I thought it was really intriguing, a little bit surprising. But honestly, I need to read more shoujo. And shoujo that isn't as well known as Yona of the Dawn. So if there's any recommendations for me, let me know down below. I did just read Kokurio, Bed and Breakfast for Spirits. Recently, I checked it out from my library. I love that. I don't own it, but I did check it out from my library. Yu-Gi-Oh! Volume 1. This was okay. It was good. I will continue because I used to love Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was a kid, but mainly the card game, not the anime or anything. And this was a surprise to me. It wasn't what I was expecting, but I do think I will continue. And then finally, in my sort of general A to Z section, is Zom 100. I love the first volume of this. I thought it was so good. I love zombie stories, but this felt a little bit fresh to what I'm usually used to because I was getting zombie fatigue. But this one, it restored my faith in zombies, I'm not gonna lie. So good, love the humour, but also love how scary it could be sometimes. And that is the end of my first bookshelf, which was just like the sort of general A to Z. Now my middle shelf is essentially all the series that I just freaking love. Like, it's like my favourite series. Berserk is my second favourite series of all time. I'm waiting for volume 42 to come out in English so that I can just have it all. I'm caught up. I recently read chapter 376. I also just did a video with Daniel Green talking about Berserk, and we just had an absolute blast. I'll link that video down below. I also have a 2-hour video talking about Berserk. Oh my god, no, it's 3 hours. Oh my gosh, it's 3 hours long. Like, even better, because there's just so much to talk about Berserk. Freaking love Berserk. It's so good. So I ended up getting, I think it was the first 11 deluxe editions off eBay for the cheapest price. There was a seller selling the first 11 all in one for the best price I've ever seen it. And I just got like 12, 13 and 14 on my own. But freaking love Berserk, man. Freaking love it. But again, I wouldn't recommend it to everyone. I love Guts so much. Yeah, I think that's all that needs to be said, to be honest. I need to get the light novel as well. Even though I haven't heard the best of things about it, but I do want the light novel. Spy Family, I think, is my 3rd favourite series of all time. I'm completely caught up as well. I've been reading the recent chapters on the Shonen Jump app. And I also have the official eyes only classified guide there as well, and the light novel, which I want to read for that light novel reading vlog I mentioned. I also have I think it's a 2-hour video on Spy Family where I read the entire thing. I talk about it in depth with all spoilers, with all my thoughts. So if you want to check that out, please do. I'll link that down below as well. Freaking love Spy Family. Oh my gosh. Witch Hat Atelier, I've only read the first volume, but I do plan on doing a complete series reading vlog for this very soon. I'm waiting, I think, for volume 12 and then volume 3 of Witch Hat Atelier Kitchen, which I'll just move that for now. Which I do have the first 2 volumes of Witch Hat Atelier Kitchen. I've had these for a little while and I've been waiting to read them. And I think volume 3 comes out very soon, so I'll collect that and then I'll read all of Witch Hat Atelier. I freaking love the spines. The spines are so gorgeous. I love it. Also, the artwork inside too. Some of the best mangaka drawings I've ever seen in my life. I mean, Kentaro Miura, I think, is my favorite mangaka in terms of like art and the way that he just was so incredible and amazing with his artwork. But I think with Chat Atelier, the mangaka Kamome Shirahama, I think it's pronounced. They are fantastic too. I freaking love them. So yeah, I'm excited to do a complete series reading vlog for that. I'll probably do it in the next couple of months. And then I've had to take a little bit of a step back so you can see my One Piece collection. And it goes down a couple more as well. Like, this isn't it. This is not it. One Piece is my life. One Piece is my favorite. It has my heart. It has my brain. It has my bussy. It has everything I could possibly give it, okay? One Piece is my favorite ever. It's my favorite story ever. It's just, oh my god, it's made me laugh. It's made me cry. But I freaking love it. I have the first 105 volumes that are all out in English. I got the first 100 volumes of these off eBay. Again, an amazing seller was selling them for a steal of a price. And I had only just read the East Blue Saga, and then I bought all the volumes. I was like, okay, I'm in. So I ended up getting all of those. I have like some little figurines and stuff. I went to Japan last year and I went to a Mugiwara store. I got some like little bits and bobs. I got loads of posters over on the wall as well that I absolutely love. But I just freaking love One Piece. Oh my gosh. So I also have this treasure pirate chest as well. It has my doubles of my One Piece card game cards in there, so all my doubles are in there. I have the rest of them in folders, and I also have the Ace of Story light novels there. I also have the manga that came out recently. I can't wait for volume 2. I've read the light novels as well. I have a video on the light novels if you want to check them out. I also have a reading vlog of each One Piece story arc where I go pretty much chapter by chapter and I read it all for the very first time. So if you want to check that out, again, links down below. One Piece is my world. I also have the Food Wars One Piece thing, and I do want to do a reading vlog reading like One Piece related volumes, so I'm saving these two and maybe some other things that I might try and find so that I can do a reading vlog reading other One Piece novels and manga. So yeah, anything else? I don't really think so on this. I love that some of my One Piece editions are the gold foil, and I didn't know what that meant because when I got them all off the eBay seller, I just assumed they were just all the same. But some of them have the gold foil on them, which is pretty awesome. But I'll show you the bottom two shelves as well. They're not as impressive, I think. Also behind this, I do just like use candles and stuff to like keep them up so that I can do the whole double stack thing. I think it looks awesome like that. I want to do it for like more mangas, but I need more shelves and stuff. But if we come down here, we have the final two shelves here. And again, I got 4 shelves for One Piece. That's ridiculous. But I do have all the Colorful Compendiums. I have one of the Devil Fruits that you got with the One Piece card game. Have like Luffy and Shanks, got a Luffy thing. Just like really cheap Luffy figurine off Amazon. I do have... Oh, and his head just fell off. And I do have my original omnibus editions. So when I first started reading One Piece, I read the omnibus editions of them. And then I ended up getting all of them in single because I wanted them all single. And now I want to get all the box sets. Like, I really want to collect the box sets, but I also want to collect all of the omnibus editions too. Like, I want every single possible version of One Piece ever. And I also want to get all the Japanese versions as well. So when I was in Japan, I also got this box set, which is the Japanese box set of the East Blue Saga. And I freaking love it. Are you kidding me? This is gorgeous. Obviously, I won't be able to read it because I can't read Japanese, but I still want all of them because I love them. Like, look. I also got One Piece Volume 106 in Japan when I was in Japan because I wanted the most recent up-to-date volume that was out during my visit. So that happened to be Volume 106. And I love this cover so much. This is my favorite One Piece cover, I think. I mean, I have lots of favorite covers, but I think that's up there. So that takes pride of place on the shelf too. I have some Shonen Jump magazines. I bought one of them, I think, while I was in Japan. This one here was the very first Shonen Jump magazine with One Piece in it. Like this... Oh shit. This actually has like the very first chapter of One Piece. This was when One Piece debuted. And I just got this, you know, like secondhand off eBay. I just wanted this because it's kind of special, you know? So I got that, got a couple more. I also have like the One Piece card game first anniversary thing I got from Japan, as well as a couple of the One Piece magazines I got from Japan too. I just freaking love One Piece. Ugh. Now I need to put like Luffy's hat back on. Like, honestly, this was just cheap. This was just really, really cheap. But I just didn't care at the time. I was just like, just get it. It's freaking Luffy, why not? Oh, I also was getting like the Viva cards and stuff. I haven't sorted them out yet because I'm missing one of them. I'm missing one of the Viva card folders. I do have like pretty much all of the packs that you can get. I got all of these while I was in Japan too. I think there's only a couple that I don't have that I'm going to try and get off eBay. But again, I'm saving for a house at the minute because I really want to move. So I'm prioritizing that before I get more One Piece merch. And I also got a couple of the Mugiwara stamp books so that when you visit the Mugiwara stores in Japan, you can get them stamped. But I accidentally did them in 2 different ones by accident. So I got 2 stamps in 2 different ones. So got one there. Can't remember which store that was. Oh, it was the mini one. I think it was the mini one in Kyoto. And then I got this one. I think this one was the one in Osaka, I think. Moral of the story, read One Piece. Okay, and then the third and final shelf is what I call the sort of hodgepodge shelf. It doesn't really have a much rhyme or reason. I have all of Attack on Titan. Again, this was another series that I collected all of by getting them all off a seller on eBay. All of it. Absolutely all of it. And for the best price ever. It was so cheap. So I obviously went for it, and I'm so excited because I'm reading all of Attack on Titan this month. So I should have a reading vlog, spoiler filled, all of the arcs of Attack on Titan from start to finish, reading it for the very first time, and I'm so excited to get that vlog up this month. And I have read Volume 1. I loved Volume 1. I did a 30 manga in 30 days challenge. I ranked all of the Volume 1s, and Attack on Titan came number 1. It was so good. I'm so excited to continue. Haven't really had a chance to just yet because I've been so busy, but I think this month is the perfect opportunity to read all of Attack on Titan. So yeah, I'm just so excited to dive into it. Like, this world is so good, and I'm scared because I already feel like I love it, and I don't want it to disappoint me. So my expectations are very high, but I don't think it'll disappoint me. It looks so good. Like, I love them. Okay, next is my Junji Ito shelf. I think this shelf is pretty much like a lot of like the hardbacks that I have on this side. So like we start off with like Junji Ito all on this row. I've read pretty much all of them except Betwixt, but that is more of a manga anthology. Like Junji Ito did the introduction, I think, but he doesn't actually have a story in there. But I do have this in my like Junji Ito section, but I haven't read that one. I haven't read No Longer Human either, because this one will probably drain me emotionally, so I will give that a read. And then I also haven't read Stitches, but this one is like pretty new. Like, this is like the newest one, and it's kind of a mixed media kind of thing. It's like got a lot of writing in it. It's tiny, but it has a lot of writing. So I'm very excited to see what this is all about. But I did read like everything else in a like 5-hour Junji Ito video. So if you want to watch that, again, all spoilers, I go through every single story and I talk about them spoiler filled. I talk about which ones I loved, which ones I didn't. And I had a blast reading them. I love Junji Ito. It was the best time reading them all for the first time. And I would probably say like, yeah, Uzumaki is a favorite of mine. So is, well, probably even like Love Sickness, I think, is one of my favorite short story collections. Same with Shiver, I think was a fantastic collection. I'm not a big fan of Soichi. I'm really not a big fan of him or like any of the stories related to him, really. I read Mimi's Tales of Terror quite recently because this was another kind of newish one and I really enjoyed it. Some scary ones in there. I kind of like Gyo. I like some stories from Deserter. Anyway, sorry, yeah, I'm getting carried away. I love Junji Ito, okay? Bottom line, I love him. I need to get the Cat Diaries. I think that's one of the few Junji Ito books that I don't have that's out in English. So I need to get the Cat Diaries as well. Yeah, so more hardbacks now. I have the first 9 and then the 13th Full Metal Alchemist Full Metal editions. I love these editions so much. I think they're so cool. I also want to read all of Full Metal Alchemist this year. I read the first volume, really enjoyed it. Again, I do think manga can do no wrong, essentially. Too many great, amazing stories when it comes to manga, and Full Metal Alchemist seems to be one of them. So I only have a few left to collect, I think. I definitely want to get 10, 11, and 12 to like fit the gap here and then continue on. I can't remember how many there is altogether, but yeah, volume 13, like volume 9 and stuff. I love them. I think they look so good. I also have the very first Girl from the Other Side kind of collector's edition. I really want to collect these two. I enjoyed this edition so much, and they are absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Just very, very expensive. I have the first 3 volumes of the first part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I read this edition and I liked it. It didn't blow me away, but I thought it was pretty good. I will continue. I don't know how to approach doing videos on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I don't know if I'll try and read every single volume available all at once like I usually like to do, or if I do them in parts, if people would even want to watch those. I don't know, you know? It's very hard because manga sometimes performs well on my channel and sometimes it tanks my channel. So I really do have to be careful with what I do. And then I have all 4 of the volumes of Orochi by Kazuo Umezu. This is my first ever Kazuo Umezu, and I've read the first 2 volumes and I like them. They're a little bit dated, I think, but I kind of like some of the plot twists. I like the horror of the stories. I think they are so good. So I will definitely continue and finish 3 and 4. I have the first 5 full color collections of Parasite. I knew as soon as I saw these that I wanted them. Also, I love the idea of the premise. I haven't read them yet, but I do want to do a complete series reading vlog for them because I love the way they look and I love how they're all going to spell out Parasite on the side. So this is the most recent edition that I've gotten, and I can't wait to get the final 3 editions. And then I have the first 3 sort of collections of Vinland Saga. Again, another series that I ended up really enjoying. Haven't read beyond book 1, but I really want to. I want to collect all of them in this. But I know there are some brand new deluxe editions of it, or like at least one of, I think there's one deluxe edition of Vinland Saga, but I kind of just want to continue collecting these ones, I think. I think that will definitely be the right way forward, but they are a little bit pricey again. But you know, once I've moved house and I prioritize all of that, I will most likely get all of Vinland Saga. And I am going to Iceland next year, and I kind of want to read Vinland Saga around then just because of the cold vibes of it. I don't know why, but yeah. Okay, this is like really random. I'm so sorry for this. I do have like a few box sets. I got the first Bleach box set, got the Dragon Ball box set, and then I've got the first and the third Naruto box sets. So I have all of these living here, but this will all change. I still need to get the second box set of Naruto, so that can go like here. So I'll most likely move Bleach, then I'll have like Dragon Ball and the first volume of Dragon Ball Z there, and then have all of Naruto there. But yeah, I do want to sort everything out at some point, I promise. I read the first volume of Bleach, really enjoyed it, so I got the first box set, and I do want to read all of these in a video at some point with like box set 2 and 3, but I need to save up for those. So yeah, really enjoyed the first volume of Bleach. I've read all of the original Dragon Ball, and I know like Dragon Ball Z can also be counted towards like the Dragon Ball series. Like I know all of that's Dragon Ball, but I've read like just the Dragon Ball that's said on the like the English releases. So I read the 16 volumes. I have a 1.5 hour reading vlog on it, I believe it is. So I will link that down below too. It was a good time. Had a little bit of a rough start, but I ended up loving some of the later arcs in Dragon Ball. And I can't wait to read Dragon Ball Z, so I'm saving up for the box set for that too. And then Naruto, I read the first volume of Naruto and I loved it. It's like another really long series. Like we have up to volume 72 there. Like it's long, it's so long. So I'm planning on reading it this year, all for one video for the 25th anniversary. And I also want to do the same with Bleach, but yeah, there's so much that I want to do and not enough time. So yeah, this is all a bit of a random mix. I do apologize for that, but it will all get sorted out eventually, I promise. There's like nothing really on the bottom of this shelf. It's just all One Piece shit. Like I got like some card game stuff and random memorabilia and stuff, so like it's not really a shelf I want to show. This is also like a really random shelf. It has manhwa here and then some Danmai there, and also a Lego Snow White cottage. Having this next to Danmai and like something like Killing Stalking is obviously not what I want to do and keep there. So with the manhwa, I have the first 2 volumes of The Dangerous Convenience Store. I read the first volume and I really enjoyed it, so I still need to read the second volume. It's very interesting. I have all 3 volumes of The Horizon. I saw this on, God, what's his name again? I really enjoy his channel too. Damn it. There is a channel that I watch on YouTube, and he mentioned this in like some of his favorite things of 2023, and it was like The Horizon. So I can't wait to read these, and it's only 3 volumes. Sounds very creepy. And then of course I have all 6 volumes so far of Killing Stalking. I have read every volume of this. It's so messed up. Another series I would never recommend to anyone, but I low-key love it. Like, I love it so much just for how bonkers it is. And I love, like, reading something, like, so toxic every now and then. It's just so intriguing. Like, I do not root for the main characters whatsoever. Like, it's a terrible relationship. But it's kind of like watching Car Crash TV. I just can't look away. I have the first 2 of Danmai of Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. I haven't read any of my Danmai just yet, but I really do want to. I've had them for years. Heaven Official's Blessings, Volume 1, and also the Scum Villains Self-Saving System. So I will get to those eventually. I am going to China next year, so I might end up reading some for that video. I have no idea what this came to. I think it's around about 550 plus Manga, I try to count, but I just keep losing track. Look, maths ain't my strong suit. I just stick to reading. I also don't know how many I've read versus how many I've got unread. So all those numbers will be on the screen. Hopefully it's not too embarrassing. I have so many future manga plans that I'm so excited about and so excited to read. So if you do want to see more of my thoughts on any of the mangas I mentioned, then please do, again, subscribe, stick around, like the video if you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you like soon. But do let me know any recommendations, let me know your thoughts on the video. Was this a good manga collection video or not? I will take all criticisms, constructive or otherwise, but please do let me know what your favorite manga series is. Talk manga to me. I have no one in my real life to talk manga to, so I need manga friends.